For decades, we have been told the same story about food: eat less fat, count your calories, follow this food pyramid. This was the one-size-fits-all diet. It was a simple message meant for everyone. But for most people, it has been a spectacular failure. Look around you. Obesity rates have climbed steadily for 40 years. Millions of people struggle with diet-related conditions like type 2 diabetes, heart disease. Most diets fail within a year. People lose weight only to regain it. The old advice clearly is not working. We needed a new way to think about eating. The problem was never a lack of willpower. The problem was the advice itself. It was based on a flawed idea that all our bodies work the same way. Science now tells us this is not true. Each of us is a unique biological universe. To create a truly personal diet, AI needs information. It needs to understand you from the inside out. This is not about your weight or your height alone. It is about deep biological data. Think of it like a detective gathering clues to solve a case. In this case, the mystery is your unique metabolism. There are 4 main categories of clues. The data pillars. The first pillar, genetics, your permanent instruction manual. The second pillar, the microbiome, trillions of microbes in your gut, a dynamic ecosystem that changes with diet and lifestyle. The third pillar, the metabolome, thousands of small chemical molecules in your blood, a snapshot of your current metabolic state. The fourth pillar, lifestyle data, often from wearable devices. This includes sleep, activity, and real-time blood sugar levels. Each data stream tells part of your story. Genes reveal predispositions. Microbiome shows gut function. Metabolites show what is happening now. Wearables track daily habits. Alone, each piece is useful. Together, they are far more powerful. AI is the engine that makes sense of all this information, for you and for millions. Your genes are the blueprint for your body. This set of instructions, called your genome, is written in DNA and stays with you for your entire life. For a long time, we thought our genes were our destiny. But we now know that is not the whole story. Genomics is a cornerstone of personalized nutrition. It helps us understand your body's factory settings and tendencies. For example, some people are fast metabolizers of caffeine. They can drink an espresso after dinner and sleep soundly. Others are slow metabolizers. For them, a single morning cup can cause all-day jitters. This is not preference. It is written in their DNA. Knowing this, AI can recommend a simple shift. If you are a slow metabolizer, switch to decaf after noon. A small change, big impact on sleep quality. Certain gene variations influence response to saturated fats. For some, high intake raises LDL and heart risk. For others, the effect is less pronounced. A genetic test shows which group you are in. AI can fine-tune how much red meat or full-fat dairy is appropriate for your biology. Genes can affect vitamin handling too. If folate activation is harder for you, AI suggests more folate-rich foods like leafy greens, lentils, and asparagus. Inside your gut lives a bustling community of trillions: bacteria, fungi, other microbes. This community is called your microbiome. Think of it as a complex inner garden. It can thrive with beneficial plants or become overgrown with weeds. This inner garden helps you digest food, produces vitamins, trains your immune system, and even influences your mood. Everyone's microbiome is unique, more unique than a fingerprint. It shapes how you respond to food. In our Zoe Predict studies, the mix of microbes predicted blood fat and blood sugar responses better than genes. Some gut bacteria break down fiber to produce short-chain fatty acids that reduce inflammation and improve gut health. If you have many of these good bugs, you get more benefit from an apple. We can analyze your microbiome from a small stool sample, identify bacteria and amounts, and let AI connect your profile to food choices. If levels are low for blood sugar-helping microbes, AI may suggest prebiotics, artichokes, onions, chickpeas, fertilizer for good bacteria. Unlike genes, your microbiome is dynamic. Diverse plant-rich diets nurture it. Processed foods, sugar, and unhealthy fats feed the weeds. If genomics is your blueprint, the microbiome your inner garden, metabolomics is the real-time chemistry report. When you digest food, your body and microbes produce thousands of metabolites. They circulate in your blood and tell a detailed story of what is happening right now. Analyzing these is called metabolomics. It reflects recent diet, exercise, and stress. Some metabolites indicate you ate red meat. Others show citrus intake. Some mark inflammation. Others link to good insulin sensitivity. Measuring hundreds or thousands from one sample gives a rich picture. AI spots patterns, connecting foods to outcomes. Wearable tech adds another crucial layer. Smartwatches and continuous glucose monitors, CGMs, track your physiology in real time. See exactly what oatmeal versus eggs does to your blood sugar. See how a brisk walk after a meal lowers a spike. Immediate feedback connects your actions to your body's reactions. Poor sleep plus bigger breakfast spikes? The AI adjusts. Maybe lower carb breakfast after a bad night. Metabolomics plus wearables turns nutrition from guessing into personal science. Having vast amounts of data from your genes, gut, blood, and wearables is one thing. Turning it into simple advice, brown rice or quinoa for dinner, is the magic of AI. AI acts as a grand translator, converting complex biology into clear, practical guidance you can use every day. Without AI, this level of personalization would be impossible. Machine learning starts with data from thousands of people. It learns from genetics, microbiome profiles, metabolite levels, continuous glucose, and detailed food records. The AI finds hidden patterns, linking biology and foods to outcomes like glucose spikes or favorable inflammation profiles, building a predictive model of metabolism. You provide your data. The model predicts how you respond to thousands of foods, often as simple scores from 1 to 100. This takes the guesswork out of eating, not if a food is good or bad in general, but if it is good or bad for you. Real-world companies are putting this into practice. At Zoe, the program provides personalized scores for any food and meal scores for combinations. Day 2 uses microbiome data to help people with type 2 diabetes manage blood sugar. Microbiome analyzes your gut microbe activity to recommend foods and supplements. The impact of personalized nutrition extends far beyond your plate. When millions choose based on biology, powerful signals flow through the food system. Data-driven demand can reshape everything, from what farmers grow to what supermarkets stock, making supply chains more efficient and less wasteful. Imagine manufacturers seeing large-scale anonymized needs, poor response to refined wheat, great response to a specific ancient grain. That insight drives new breads, pastas, cereals, food reformulated to be actively better for metabolic health. Forecasting improves and waste drops. Kroger has used AI to predict perishable demand like bananas, cutting spoilage significantly. Now imagine layering personalized demand on top. Stores stock precise amounts of the fruits, vegetables, and proteins local biology demands. Farmers focus on crops richer in needed compounds. Biofortification. Think tomatoes bred for more lycopene, oats with more beta-glucan. Precision agriculture already optimizes inputs. Personalized nutrition data guides what to grow in the first place. This exciting new world of AI-driven nutrition is not without its challenges. Like any powerful technology, it has a shadow side. If we are not careful, these tools could deepen inequalities and create new problems. The three biggest risks are data privacy, algorithmic bias, and a nutritional divide. Personalized nutrition relies on the most intimate data: genetic code, internal chemistry, real-time health status. Far more sensitive than browsing history. In the wrong hands, it could be used to discriminate. For example, higher premiums or denial of coverage based on genetic risk. We need ironclad regulations and secure systems so data remains for the user's benefit. AI is only as good as its training data. If data skews affluent and white, recommendations may fail for underrepresented groups. An AI trained on European bodies might give inaccurate or harmful advice to people of Asian or African descent, worsening disparities. Companies must ensure diverse data and continuously test models for fairness across demographics. Comprehensive tests and subscriptions are expensive, a luxury many cannot afford. A two-tiered society could emerge. The rich get hyper-personalized advice, while others get failing generic guidance. We must make these tools more affordable and integrate them into public health systems for equitable access. The promise of AI-powered nutrition is immense. It can prevent and manage chronic disease, improve daily energy, and build a more sustainable food system. However, this future is not guaranteed. It depends on the choices we make today. We must manage risks deliberately. First, strong data protection. Your biological data is your property. You need full control over who sees it and how it is used. Companies must be transparent and accountable. Techniques like anonymization and high-level encryption must be standard. Privacy is the bedrock of trust. Second, fight bias with diversity. AI models must be trained on people of all races, ages, genders, and socioeconomic backgrounds. Governments, universities, and companies must fund inclusive studies. Algorithms should be audited for fairness, not just accuracy. A tool that only works for one group is a broken tool. Finally, close the nutritional divide. Costs will fall, but we should also pursue public-private partnerships and offer subsidized programs through national health services and community clinics. Large-scale insights can inform better, more nuanced public health guidelines. This food revolution will only be a true success if it lifts everyone up. From myth to method, AI-driven personalized nutrition turns data into dinner for healthier people, stronger communities, and a smarter food system.